Hello and welcome to JG3 Racing, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today we are on our way to a track that is normally very cold and wet, but this time it was fairly warm and dry. And as you can see here, we are just arriving at the track in Wales. If you saw that first sign, you would know that we have just arrived at Glannigors, also known as GYG. This is because it is round 3 of Access Karting. We are going to jump straight into practice, going out behind Jake. We're doing this practice because unfortunately my GoPro didn't want to work in Heat 1, and I'm doing this practice because I got the most overtakes. And we've got a nice overtake counter to count how many overtakes I get, as we already have 3 going into the first main corner of the lap, which is Spoon. Now still behind Jake, but unfortunately he goes to the left, so I'm able to go down his inside, but then the person in front of Jake, and now I'll go down the inside of number 56. Then I go around the outside of number 16, making a nice bunch of moves. Now fortunately I was allowed to go on the Friday practice, which means I get a lot more practice than most people. Showing this, that this person ahead didn't unfortunately go on the Friday, so he doesn't know that this corner is flat. But I'm able to get another 2 moves as the person on the left lets us past. Now I'm behind the number 46. Now we go down the inside, making a nice simple move. Now there's going to be a yellow flag here as someone has got onto the grass, but when we past the marshal post it is back to racing. Somehow I get a really good exit on the number 90 ahead and get in the slipstream and just drive past him. Now we go down the inside of the number 96. Now we are catching up to the back of the number 51 head. You probably can't tell because he hasn't got a rear number plate, but as you can see on his side pods he's in number 51. He goes a bit deep, so I'm going to cut back and make another move. Now we're going to cut a bit because the people ahead are quite far. Normally I wouldn't go for this move as it's not the best overtaking spot in the last corner, but since I had such a bare run I just went down the inside. Now I'm behind the number 40. We're going to try go on their right hand side, but unfortunately they don't see me, so they push me to the grass. But the person behind me pushes me, so I'm able to go down their inside into the Spoon corner, a very popular overtaking spot. Now up behind the number 66. And it is going to be a nice simple move into my favourite overtaking spot down the inside of the hairpin. And that is our 16th overtake, which will be our final overtake of the session. Now we are going to have a look at the kart I am driving. It's the number 3 blue bodywork with a red chassis with a blue Venom engine. Now on to Heat 2, starting 22nd, starting behind Ollie, number 71. But he gets over to the right hand side immediately, so he has a good start. But unfortunately I don't. as the number 57 on my right hand side gets past me, and I've got no one to give me a slipstream. And now that is Tyler on my right hand side, the number 91. But I'm able to keep it around his outside and keep 23rd, and actually make a few positions as people go off on the right hand side, up into 20th. Now these two were slowing each other down, but unfortunately I don't see Leonardo on my right hand side there, so I give him a bit of a squeeze which slows him down. But now I go down the inside of the number 77, he keeps it around my outside, but I'm able to keep it around his outside, making another move. Now up behind the number 40 again, we're going to try to do the move that we tried to do in practice. Hopefully he sees us this time, and he does, up into 18th. Now up behind the number 57, they take a little bit of an odd line, so I have to take the curb as I get squeezed a bit. But now I'm on the rear bumper of them. Now I'm able to go down there inside, making another position. Now we are up behind Charlie and Ollie, and I believe Jake somewhere, as he's getting overtaken, I think. But I get hit a bit there, so I lose a bit of time. But now Ollie is going down the inside in the last corner. As we know, that's not a great overtaking spot, so it gives both of them a disadvantage, and Charlie and myself goes past, as I am very enthusiastic of getting forward here. Now there's a little bit of a battle going on, and there's two lines forming. This will be a constant occurrence, but I choose to go to the left. At first it looks like the bad decision, but I'm able to keep it around the outside and make another move on Charlie, as the number 84 isn't happy with the contact Charlie gave him, up into 14th on lap 4. Now the 84 and that pack ahead is going for a move on the number 54. I'm going to try follow them through, but I see the person turn in, so I have to take the curb. But fortunately I'm able to keep it on the inside and get another position. And now we are up behind the number 96. It's going to be a simple move going into the hairpin, and that is the job done. Now there's a bit of a gap to the cars ahead, so we are going to cut it down to lap 6. Now right behind the number 46. Now fortunately I've got someone behind me to push me through, and we tailed the car next to us to work with me and get forward, and that is up to 11th, as there is a big pack ahead. As Morgan is out wide, he slows down a lot as he goes onto the grass, and we are going to gain a lot on him. But unfortunately I kind of mess up that last little bit of the technical section there, and I get a bad exit, so I lose the toe from Morgan, and there's a bit of a gap before me. But into the braking zone, that will change as we gain quite a bit. And again, there's 2 lanes forming. Some people going down the inside. And I'm going to try to follow Morgan through. But unfortunately I can't. And he gets another position. So I have to send it down the inside. Making one of my favourite overtakes. Now we need that person behind me to work with me to catch up to the pack again. As Morgan tries to follow his brother through, he can't. So I follow the number 26 and go down the inside. But I don't stop there as I go for a move on the number 26 into the flat right hander, going up into 8th. Now on to lap 10, up behind Riley, but unfortunately the rapid 84 has his rear bumper fall off, so we all drag past him. As Riley goes for a little bit of a late move, this gives the number 31 a big disadvantage, and we go down there inside on the double left. Now looking for a move on Riley. Now we go on to the last lap, see if we can get a move on Riley and the person ahead, or at least one of them. I would be happy. I look for a move on Riley, but unfortunately he doesn't see me. And he goes down the inside of number 21, but it doesn't work out for him as he goes over him and we are up into P4. And just coming through last final corner, that is checker flag, so that is 22nd to 4th. Pretty good heat. Now on to heat 3, starting 16th, but the right side gets a bad start, so I'm able to get past a few of them. But I'm going to slot in behind Sam. But Ollie comes past me as everyone's slowed down so much. But I'm able to keep it around his outside. And we can see Tyler there, everyone going down his inside. Again, try to follow them through. But unfortunately Tyler is able to keep it around my outside. And go down the inside to defend. But I'm going to keep it around his outside and go down the inside of him. On to lap 2, still behind Sam. The end plate just in front of Sam is looking for a move on the number 16. He tries to go for it, but unfortunately it doesn't work out for him. So I encourage Sam to go for a move as the end plate got a bad exit, but he doesn't go for it. As someone tries to go for a move on me there, it doesn't quite work out for them. So we both just lose a lot of time to Sam and the people ahead. As now the end plate goes for that move again. It works, and Sam is a bit held up. So now I've caught up, and I'm able to go around the outside of that number 16. So we have gained on them. Oh, I have a little mess up, but it's all good. Now right behind Sam and the end plate again. All very quick drivers. As I mess up this exit, the two ahead is going to get away from me quite a bit. So now we need the person behind me to work for me to catch up to the people ahead. As Sam goes for a move on the end plate, I gain in a little bit. But then in double left, I gain even more. But it is yellow flag, so we all have to slow down. But I think I slowed down a bit more than a few other people, so I've lost a lot of time. Now it's just myself and the people behind me working together to try and catch up to the people in front. As you can see there, I got a little bit of understeer, so I'm trying to work out if it's a kart issue or just a skill issue on me. But you can see here that I'm also getting oversteer, so it might be neither of them, or it could just be a skill issue. As it's still yellow flag, we haven't closed in to the people ahead, unfortunately. As again I get a little bit of oversteer, and that means Tyler, who is behind me at the minute, is going to catch up to me. So now I think it is either a skill issue or a kart issue. And I just want to show you these few laps, because normally people cut them out and don't show you the effort that people do to catch up to the people ahead. They just make it seem like they're so quick and they catch up instantly. But I just want to show you the behind the scenes, I guess you could put it. As now the people ahead are battling, we are going to gain a bit, but they are still battling. So this is losing them time. And now I've caught up to the back of them. As I get a bit of a bad exit there because I went in a bit narrow. But Tyler behind me is going to push me. And the person ahead actually has an engine problem, so we just drive past him. And I believe he was the reason why I was having these understeering and oversteering moments, because his engine was leaking fuel or oil, one of the two. But now we have caught up to the end plate a bit, as he's looking for a move on the people ahead. And now we have definitely gained. And it's still a little bit close. I'm gonna look for a move on the end plate. We are close enough to go for a move, so I'm going to try to do it here, but unfortunately it's a yellow flag. But for some reason I take the curb and I get a horrible exit, so they just drive away from me a bit. But I do this corner pretty well, so I'm able to gain up again as the end plate goes for a move. He is going to get it, but unfortunately I can't follow him through. Now I'm using the number 26 slipstream, and I believe Tyler is still behind me as the end plate tries to go for a move, and he gets it done before even going to the corner. And I set up a switchback, so I go down the inside and I get into 9th. Now it's the same place. Can I do it again? No, he defends me off well. But he doesn't defend this corner, so I'm going to be able to go down the inside, make another position. Now we're going to the last lap. A little bit of a gap to the people ahead, but the people behind me are pushing me well, so I'm able to gain as the number 46 goes for a move on the number 50. But the 50 keeps around the outside, so the end plate goes for a move, and I'm going to follow him through. But now me and the number 46 are wheel to wheel, and it is not over yet, as I'm still round his outside. Still there, he gives me a bit of a squeeze, but I'm able to sneak down the inside, right up behind the end plate. But unfortunately that is all I can do, and it is 16th to 7th. On to the final. Starting second, tied on points for first, but unfortunately Leonardo Pelagi, who is on pole, had a 0.03 lap time faster. In heat 1 I started 8th, got up to 4th, had a battle for 3rd, which was Ollie, but unfortunately he didn't see me, apparently, and he pushed me onto the grass, so I dropped back a few positions, but I was able to gain a few back and catch up to 5th. So it is 5th, 4th and 7th, my positions, and that qualified me second, tied on points for first. Most of us planned that we would just work together and get forward for the most of the laps until the last few laps, as obviously battling wastes a lot of time. So coming up to the start, starting second, but we're immediately up to first. I didn't jump the start, Leonardo just went late. And we are up into pole at first. Now we defend into the first corner, as anyone sensible would do, just to defend that position. And we have got a bit of a gap behind us that you would see from everyone else's channels. I will name a few after the final. But unfortunately my GoPro doesn't work for most of the final. I only get like 3-4 minutes of it. So you'll just see me driving around. But it's a yellow flag at the minute. We will see why it is a yellow flag. We lift off. We never actually find the reason of that yellow flag, but I defend again in the lap 2. But hopefully the people behind will just work with me now. And I believe it is either Morgan behind me or Leonardo, but I think it is Morgan. Morgan Potts. Since we got a bit of time because not much is happening, I will name some of the other YouTubers that do GXUK Juniors. So obviously there's me, JG3 Racing. There is Twin Karting RM, who is Riley Potts and Morgan Potts. There is AJ Karting, who is Aidan McGowan. There is Ollie Chandler Racing, who is Ollie Chandler. And that is who I can think of at the minute. I will tell you some more if I can think of any. But at the minute we're just doing a few laps because not much is happening. On to lap 4. I believe it is this lap that it will cut out, so I'll explain what happens in the final. Obviously I'll lead, as you can see, but I lead this final for 9 minutes out of the 12 plus 1 lap, and unfortunately Sam Blamey comes down the inside on this last corner and I drop down to 5th, but fortunately I was able to come back up to 4th. I just want to say a big thank you to Access Karting for hosting these amazing events. And I believe now I sit around 8th in the championship with a bit of a gap to the person ahead. And that's basically it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.